of applause first of all. You don't know what we're applauding, but this is how we start off in the studio. Welcome to our Spring Showcase 2024. This is our Taiko Spring Showcase here at the Mark H. Taiko School. My name is Mark H. Rooney, and I will be your host, your MC. Mark H. Rooney, the Mark H. Taiko. That the Mark H comes from Mark. That's my name. That's why it's called that. Welcome and hello to everyone who's tuning in to our live stream. All of our fans, thank you so much. You know who you are. All right. And for everyone especially who made it here live so you could feel all of those vibrations from these drums. First and foremost, how many people have seen Taiko before? Yeah, there's most of you. All right, fantastic. And how many of you, this is your first time seeing Taiko? Excellent. I love that. So I'm going to gear the rest of my entire emceeing to those who have not seen Taiko before. Taiko is the Japanese word for drum. It simply means drum. But we use that term in the United States to describe this Japanese form of drumming, known as taiko, in Japan known as wadaiko. And we're going to kick off our program with our adult recreational class. Yay. There's a lot of you. Oh my God. More people on stage than in the... No, there's like hundreds, if you can't see that at home. Thousands right here. Now you have to make the sound of thousands of people, all right? That's your job. Okay, so with that, we're going to kick off this show with our adult recreational class. Some of these students have been playing for a few years, some of them for a few weeks. And I'm very pleased that they will be performing one of my signature songs. If there was an anthem for the Mark H. Taiko School, it would be this song. This is called Shin-en. It's played by Taiko players all over the country and in other countries as well. So we are very pleased to present this song. Shin-en! Stay right there. Never let me pass up an opportunity to embarrass someone. All right. Fantastic. Quick interview, John. Let's see if this is working. Fantastic. Oh, Kathy, since you're still standing. Yeah, Kathy. This is Kathy. Kathy, how long have you been playing Taiko now?
About a year. This is my third workshop.
Third workshop. Check 1, 2. That's better. Oh, I realize I'm hearing my voice because of this mic and not because of this one. I'm a professional, by the way. Yes. Been doing this only for 26 years. So, but this is your third series. Now, before Taiko, how did you find Taiko? How did you even hear about Taiko?
I originally started Taiko at the Kennedy Center.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Okay. I need to do a PA. All right. Nice project. There we go.
I saw Taiko at the Kennedy Center during the Cherry Blossom Festival a long time ago, and I thought that looked so cool. And then it was not on my radar at all until a friend of mine reminded me that there were classes. So signed up.
Fantastic. Well, and before this, I understand you had a different dazzling hobby as well. What else were you doing before Taiko?
I used to do flying trapeze.
Perfect training for playing Taiko, right? Absolutely. Well, thank you. Let's hear it for Kathy. Let's hear it to the stage, please. Or to the back, actually. All right. Hi, we're back and live. So, just a little bit more about Taiko. What you're seeing here might seem like, wow, this must be a very old kind of art form. And it is. Taiko goes back well over 1,000 years in Japan. It's a very old form of drumming. However, what you actually are witnessing is the modern version of that. It's a very updated sort of version. For example, that song that they just played, it's only like 20 years old or 25-ish years old. So it's a very modern song. It's a very modern festival song. It's meant to be felt like a festival. So modern day Matsuri song. Now, a lot of the taiko that we play is based on festival traditions that go back to Japan, and some of them very old. But the majority of what you see, even when you see famous taiko groups, has anyone seen the group Kodo? No. How about the group Tao? Has anyone seen Yamato? Shidara? All right, anyway, all of these professional touring groups as well, what they're playing actually is a much more modern version of taiko. It's the very same thing that we study here at the Mark H. Taiko School. So it is both old and new as a tradition of taiko. What we are going to do now, though, is a demonstration that includes a lot of this sort of old feeling of taiko, because what this is a demonstration of parade playing. It's much like festival playing in Japan. It's the kind of thing where there are a lot of rhythms that are just repeated a lot, like all day long. And of course, there's usually people dancing and cheering and drinking a lot, and adults are drinking, so that's not for everyone. All right, but this is a very festive kind of feel. Now, this sort of modern day version of the old Japanese festivals. Okay, the modern day version of I'm gonna have a word with this guy afterwards. The modern day version, of course, would be a parade. In fact, as we do have the 4th of July coming up very soon. It has been the tradition in our school for, I think, at least 10 years now, that the Mark H. Taiko School marches in the local Tacoma Park 4th of July parade. So if you're out there, it's a great parade too. It's like 10 a.m. goes around. It's just about an hour route, and it's a lot of fun. But it is also a lot of work because usually it is very hot, and people are playing the taiko the entire time. We play without stopping. So this points out the idea that taiko is also, well, let's see, it's an endurance test. It is about the stamina of playing and playing and playing. And it's like, oh, how do you know when to end? You know when to end basically when there's no more people on the route. And you walk, now you're like into other neighborhoods where there's no parade going on, and you're just like, oh, we should stop the truck and maybe get out of here. So anyway, we're going to demonstrate. I've been teaching a class now for a few years on a very specific style of drumming. This style is actually called Katsugi Okedo. And the Katsugi Okedo, the Okedo is a drum that is, it's a tied drum. It's more lightweight. It is a part of the Japanese drum family. The Okedo Daiko literally means a bucket or barrel bodied drum. But the modern variation, again, this is a very modern style of playing this drum, is to carry it and play it as you're carrying it. That gives us a lot of freedom to move around a stage, to move around in a parade, in a festival, that kind of thing. So it's a more advanced style of drumming, absolutely, and it's challenging. But we've been teaching this class now for a few years. This most recent series includes people who have just started on their journey of playing the Katsugi Okedo, and some people who actually have been doing this for a while. They'll also feature a couple people playing those small cymbals that I was playing in the beginning, because we want to try and include all these various beautiful sounds that go with taiko. So a couple of our students have been sort of focusing more on the chappa, or the small cymbals. Anyway, with that, I'm going to walk forward towards the camera, but actually go over here because I need this right here. This is a Japanese instrument. It is called a kauberu. Kauberu. It is worn by horses. No, I'm joking. This is a cowbell. And to go a little bit more with a modern theme, I'll be using a couple of old instruments like the Shimen Aiko and a couple of assistants from Miyako Taiko playing the Shudaiko. These are the instruments that in our parade we like to keep on the float, on the truck. And then the other people are walking and marching the whole time. So you can see why I chose to play these instruments, because that means I get to ride on the truck. But nonetheless, we will be projecting a lot of energy. But I think we're about ready for our Katsugi Okedo demonstration, parade playing, marching rhythm. see, who do I pick on right now for our next interview? You, Elton. Hi, how are you doing? So, yes, absolutely. I live for that moment. So that's great. But you are a local Tacoma Park resident, right? So have you seen the parade before?
I have.
Yes. And did you march in the parade before?
No, I have not.
This will be your first year marching in. You get to become a part of history through the Taiko. Registered people. I'm working on that one anyway. So yeah, it's like how does it feel to be able to share your Taiko now with your whole hometown?
It's great. It's great. And I have so many friends in Tacoma that don't even know that I do Taiko. And it's really fun to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, anyway, let's hear it for our styles. Katsumi Okedo class. All right. Okay, I think we can probably put those back in the other hallway. All right, okay, that means styles, Naname class to the stage, please. Naname class to the stage. Whew. Next up, we have another sort of advanced intermediate style that I teach here. This is actually the very first style that I learned. This is called Naname Uchi. Naname Uchi means to strike at an angle. All right. This is a very asymmetrical stance, style of playing. For example, when you have a drum that's in front of you here, it's kind of, even right and left. It's sort of course, we have to work our lefts more because well, if you're like me, you're extremely right-handed, so you need to work left at least 4 times as much as the right. But nonetheless, it is very symmetrical. For Naname Uchi, we are hitting this way, which means that the right and the left actually react very differently. But it's very important in our teaching, and a lot of you who do any kind of, I don't know, physical activity of any kind will relate to this. Every hit, we need to connect it to our core. Right? This is where we want that impetus of motion to start. All right. So within this song as well is included a very, very particular Naname style. The Naname style, Naname move, which we call the X pattern. X pattern, not a former pattern, but rather this is, you'll understand when you see it. It's played with the body in an X. All right. This is also incredibly hard to do. So some of these people have only been doing X patterns for all of 5 weeks or so. It's very, very challenging for that. So I think we're coming along. We're coming along. All right. Good, good, good. In the meantime, I'm just trying to think of what else I can rile the crowd with. Other information.
Talk about the song.
The song itself, Oichi Daiko. Oichi Daiko is a song that originated with the original group that sort of pioneered this style. This style is attributed to a group in Tokyo called Oedo Sukuroku Daiko, formerly just Sukuroku Daiko. But Oedo Sukuroku Daiko started this style in the 50s. It was started with some very young taiko players who played at the local festivals. And it was a way that, you know, at the festival they could impress other people, and, you know, it was their way of socializing. But we had these champion drummers who would all get together from these from this one festival in Tokyo. And they were actually brought together by someone who was not a taiko player, but a choreographer. So really one of the real hallmarks of this particular style is the movement element. And I would say this is really what drew me to this style in the first place. This style is very dynamic in its movement. Yeah, that's really, I think we're almost ready. But for those of you who are movers, shakers, dancers, dreamers, all of those, I think you'll recognize a lot of the kind of impetus of motion that happens in this style. Ouchi Daiko by our Naname Styles class. It requires a lot of space in order to play this, by the way, which is why we're sort of doing this within halves. Are you ready to go? You can bring yourselves to the drums. All right. My next question is, has anyone seen those drumsticks that I was just using a moment ago? I need to keep track of these things as a professional. I am a professional taiko drummer. I want to keep reiterating that because I know I don't come across as one. Go ahead. Any shime daiko will do. All right, so we have, again, a combination of people who've been playing this style for a while, including, of course, members of Miyako Taiko, are the purple shirted wearing shirt. I just got here from another gig, actually, so I'm a little bit discombobulated. I apologize. Professional talker, nonetheless. All right, and with that, Ouchi Daiko, performed by our Naname style class. All right. Well, as we're getting set up for the next song, and I'm going to borrow this drum as well for a moment, so I recuse you of your duties for this next few minutes. All right. I might have mentioned this is the very first style that I ever played before, and because of that, and I've been playing this for 26 years. Grab like a bunch of these. All right, I've been playing this for 26 years. It's not an easy style, but once you get into it, it's one of the most expressive. It's one of the styles where you get to show your own and develop your own style. So I thought I would demonstrate a little bit of this festival playing. This is on my microphone right now. Really, really awkward, so I'm going to take this off. There we go. I don't think I'll need a samba whistle from here on out, but you never know. Yeah. Okay. So, this kind of rhythm that I'm going to play is based on obon, obon rhythms. In Japan, they have matsuri, or festivals, all over Japan. Every day of the year, somewhere there's a festival going on, because they have festivals for the spring, they have festivals for the fall, the summer, the harvest, the moon, the falling snow, everything. The cherry blossoms, of course. But most festivals in Japan are regional. They're local. They're just part of your town or your area, or sometimes just your neighborhood. So there are very few festivals that are celebrated all over Japan at the same time. But there is one, a big one in the summertime, called Obon. Obon is a festival for 3 days where everyone comes back to their hometown. They like to come back and gather with family. They share lots of delicious foods and some games, things like that, which are a lot of fun. And of course, a lot of dancing. The Bonodori, or the Obon dances, happen in a big circle. Everyone knows the same moves because they do the same dances every year. It gets passed on generation to generation. Of course, in the center of the circle is a drum, a taiko, because we want everyone to dance together. So we keep that rhythm going on throughout, some variation of this. And there are variations of this all over the place. Now, some of it is improvised, and everyone, of course, has their own way of playing, because everyone thinks that they're the best taiko player in their neighborhood, right? I mean, this goes on all day, so it can't be one person drumming. They would probably drop dead. So they have to change out the drummers. Everyone has a chance to rest, and everyone has a chance to show off their drumming prowess, because we have power drummers. Yo! Hey! Hey! We have finesse drummers who like to play all this tricky little rhythms and the edge of the drum a lot. Okay. We have drummers that base a lot of what they do on movements, of course. So it looks almost like they're dancing around the drum as they play. But of course, I have my own particular style, my own brand. No one else in the world. I've asked 2 or 3 people. No one else in the world has my style of drumming. It is called flying Bachi, 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 Bachi. Get that thing fixed. Flying Bachi. Well, the drumsticks that we use in Taiko are called Bachi. So what do I mean by flying? I mean they leave my hands and hopefully return to my hands, right? Now, there are a lot of moves that get sort of developed over the years. I've been playing this way since I started playing Taiko, really. And there's a long story based on Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire is my greatest inspiration for Taiko, because arguably one of the best prop dancers in the world, right? He could make a coat rack or a cane or something come to life and dance with it like it was his partner. So I always had this idea, this image, that I could make the Bachi dance independent of playing the drum. Now, playing the drum is important, okay? Because there is, Bachi sort of flying as you play, and there's such a thing as juggling next to a drum, right? That's not impressive. You need to be able to play the rhythms as you go. So I'm going to ask everyone in the audience, you're going to count together out loud every time you see the Bachi fly, okay? You ready for this? You ready for this? Right, so you see this and you say? One. Yep, 1 or 2, that could be 2, I guess. You can count by doubles, that's fine, that gives me a better score. If I didn't do that, then you say 2 or ni. Yeah, if you can do this in Japanese, so that'd be even better, right? All right, those don't count though, all right? Let's see, I'm gonna ask this whole section right here, because I know you're Taiko connoisseurs by now. You know Taiko, right? You're a very important job. I'd like you to count out loud every time you see the Bachi drop. That would be 4, each. There we go. All right, that doesn't count though. All right. I'm hoping these two numbers will be very different, right? Well, we'll see. So let me start slow and then come in when I look at you. All right, here we go. Yes. Hey. Up. Keep your eyes on the bouncing Bachi. So how many times did the Bachi fly? Nijuni? Niju song is around that, yeah?
I would go Nishu Sun because you did a double.
Yeah, I guess the question is, does the double count? Is it double?
Of course.
Hard to say. How many times did the Bachi drop? Some. 3. Right? Now, people ask, why do I keep so many Bachi under the drum? That's exactly why. But a little known thing, I do this demonstration quite a lot, actually. A lot of schools and libraries and to wow crowds all over Tacoma Park. And yeah. But the thing that people don't actually get any insight into is what's going through one's brain when they're doing this kind of thing. But so I have this handy mic, if it works. I look at it like it's a work, damn you, or darn you. All right, with that, let's see a little bit what goes into one's brain as they're playing. Wow, it's been a long day. Hopefully I don't drop like 6 like last time. Well, these people don't know that though. I should project some confidence. impressive. So they're starting to think, even when I get faster, they're gonna think, oh, this is much more impressive. I've been doing this one since like week 3 of playing Taiko. Alright, didn't actually drop any there. It would have been really embarrassing if I dropped some on the easy trick. But they didn't know that. Alright, Mark, now they're looking at you as if you're going to impress them with something else. How about side to side, over the top? Now, if I do enough of those in succession, it looks like I'm doing a lot more than I am. I could do this all day. Did I put the iron on? You should call Kristen and ask her. Make sure the iron is not on. I'm sure that yogurt was expired. A little variation there. Just give me a rest. I'm kind of stuck because I don't know what to do next. I'm caught a little. No, back. Let's change it up, Mark. Nope, we're back. Okay, I'm booked out of that one. I gotta hit him with a sequence. The one that I secretly call Bachi Mayhem. It's a matter of me just throwing them in the air, hoping I catch them. Next time I should try this one with my eyes closed. My eyes were actually closed. You're not impressed by that, though. I guess it's hard to see that my eyes are closed. Okay. Hit him up with a hachimaki. All right. Left or right? That's not the set, right? Young drummer I was teaching once from Wesleyan University. He started doing all these tricks because he saw me doing all these tricks. And then he started. I'm glad that was. She called me amazing. Or maybe not me. That was amazing. Nonetheless. So he started getting a little bit, more assured himself, very confident. And he sort of challenged me to this whole idea of a bachi off. Like, how many tricks can we execute and things. And I did drop my bachi, so he technically won that bachi off. Later on, though, a few months later, we performed on a stage, and he was doing his tricks. And the very first bachi that went up in the air, he realized there are spotlights. You can't see the bachi, so he dropped it, and he dropped a couple of them. And then I went up, I did my tricks, but I still caught them because I practiced with my eyes closed. That is how you get good at bachi tricks. Anyway, this is all to say, this is just a commercial for those of you who are interested, I do teach a Bachi maneuvers workshop on how to do some of these tricks. This is open to any level of Taiko, really, because it is something that, it's a great equalizer. It doesn't matter how long you've been playing Taiko. Some people take to it immediately. Some people have a lot of trouble with that, but nonetheless, I will post that for all of you who are students in the Taiko school. I'll post that for y'all sometime near the end of the summer or beginning of September, somewhere in that time period. But backed by popular demand. I've studied for 26 years all of these various styles. I can teach various festival styles from all over Japan and all these traditions, technique and form that I've been working on for years, and everyone always asks me, how do you do that? That's what I get requested to teach the most. All right, well, I am a teacher of Taiko, which means that I do love to teach Taiko. And to that end, what I'd love to see is if there are people out there who would like to try the Taiko. All right, now some of you might have played before, more than once. And some of you might have no experience whatsoever. That's okay. Right now, this is a safe space to just give it a try. So, the other folks are going to help me out. Raise your hand if you'd like to try playing Taiko. At this point, we'll come on out with some Bachi. Oh, just one quick word. We want to be very cautious. All right. If you're under like 3, that might be a problem. Hi. All right. So, we have some of our Taiko players. Good. All right. We good? Okay, please. All right. Okay, we have our. Okay. Now, normally, I have an introductory workshop. Another shameless plug. Coming in up in September, the 15th and 22nd. Thank you. Yes, I have these workshops. They're introductory workshops, so you have no experience in any music form whatsoever in order to try the Taiko. But then I also have class series, which you saw all of our students going through today. Hi. And normally it might take me, to really teach all the fundamentals of Taiko, I don't know, 6 months, maybe a year. Well, we don't have that kind of time, so we're going to do this in 90 seconds, okay? So first and foremost, we need a nice strong stance like this. Thank you. So I can't, did they do it? I didn't hear anyone. Okay, that's all right. We'll get to that some other time, right? For now, one bachi in each hand. You want to hold the bachi with a little bit showing at the bottom, like about an inch or so, right? Now make sure that your fingers and your thumbs are all wrapped around the bachi, all right, but not tight, all right, nice and loose. But we don't want the thumbs to be on top of the bachi. This is a terrible place for the bachi, for your thumbs to be, rather. All right, so from here, we have our strong stance. One bachi in each hand, and stretch your arms out. The ends of your bachi are right above the center of the drum. There we go. Fantastic. Now, if you're taller than me, which is most of the world, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. If you're on the taller side, just maybe get yourself a little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't want anyone to hurt, but you very flexible. All right. Fantastic. So, stretching your arms forward. Everyone raise your right bachi nice and high, like the Statue of Liberty. High. Okay, this is the hand we're all going to start with. All right. And point it up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Like Statue of Liberty. You ever see the Statue of Liberty do this with the torch? Everyone's like falling off the back of it. Yeah. All right, there we go. So, nice and high. This is how high you can bring your hand. Okay, you look very strong. I know you're very strong. but you won't break this drum no matter how hard you hit it, right? So don't hold back. All right, fantastic. Okay, now, how do we know when to start? Well, I'm going to start, and we're going to get a little bit of help from Tamara as well. I'm going to start on this drum. This is the Shime Daiko, and it's our lead. And we're going to set our tempo, or our G in Japanese. All right, it's going to be nice and slow. And then I'm going to count you in Japanese. It's going to sound like this. Ichi, ni, san, sore. No, sore means and then. But each side is 1, 2, 3. I think everyone can help me out with that one, right? Everyone say, let's practice that. We say each, ni, san, and sore in a big voice. Ready? Each, ni, san, sore. All right, fantastic. After you hear the sore, you're going to start drumming. Starting on which hand? The right. Yes, exactly. Right, then left, then right, then left. Just follow me. Don't hold back. At some point, I'm going to say cue. That means I'm going to get faster. Just follow me. And every time I say cue, I'm going to get faster. Okay? I'm going to say it like 8 or 9 times. Every time I'm going to get faster. In the end, just go as fast as you can. All right? Now I'm going to give you a signal to end at the end, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's when you stop drumming. You bring up both your bachi, yo, and one big hit. And that's our big finish. All right? Are you ready for this? Fantastic. Very good. Your right arm's getting tired already? No. Okay. Don't forget, you want to have a nice fierce face. People are like taking pictures and stuff. I blinked. Photoshop that later. Okay. All right. Anyway. All right. Oh, you're ready. Okay. In the audience, of course, all of your support for these drummers, certainly by clapping along helps out, by shouting, by using your voice, giving them energy. All right. Here we go. I'm going to start by myself, nice and slow, and count you in. It's me, san, sore, and right, and left, and right. Fantastic. All right, quick interview time. How did that feel? Exhausting, absolutely, yes. But fun, right? Oh, yeah. It was just exhausting. Then I'm like, wow, what are my students all doing here, right? How did that feel for you? It's good exercise, right? And I don't know why I'm doing this, not a microphone, okay? You look like you're having a great time up here, yeah, just kind of going at it. How long were we drumming for there?
A minute, 30 seconds.
About a minute, yeah, just under a minute. Yeah, this is something we call uchikomi. This idea of hitting the drum with everything you got, your right and your left, and your right and your left. Now, to do this exercise properly, you need a little bit of time, like 5 minutes to warm up, 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, because you need to practice your technique in good form for playing taiko. Maybe 20 minutes, so we can practice our stamina and our endurance. In fact, the longest that my teacher had me do this was for 90 minutes. That wasn't day one, by the way. But yeah, do this. We start out very slow, and just hit the drum, hit the drum, hit the drum. We're always going for that perfect hit. And if we get 1 out of 50, it feels so good. So anyway, you did fantastic. Another round of applause for our. And now that these brave souls have kind of, broken through, I'm sure there's more of you who would like to try this. So we get another round. If you could return your bachi to the Biako members in the purple shirts. And then we're looking for another round, some more volunteers. Come on down, do not be bashful.
Do it.
Be sure. Bring it up. Yeah. Oh, ringers. You've done this before. Oh, come on. All right. Okay. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Yes. People are shy about it. I understand. But this is a safe space. There's no one watching except for us. And every one of us has gone through this kind of exercise the first time that you played, right? It's exhilarating. Absolutely. No? No? All right. Well, we have our next round of drummers here. I know you're going to drum for all you got. You know what? Do you want to come up to the front here? Very comfortable back here, right? You should come on up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I was telling my students, like, if you don't want to be noticed, you picked a really bad instrument for that. It is the loudest thing outside of a pipe organ. Yeah. So anyway, all right. You saw the last group go. That means you're already experts, right? But all right, quick review. Here we go. Ready? First of all, a nice strong stance like this. There it is. Good. Fantastic. And with one bachi in each hand, a little bit, about an inch showing at the bottom. Your fingers, your thumbs wrapped around, but nice and loose. And now stretch your arms forward so the ends of your bachi are right above the center of the drum. Fantastic. Yeah, that's good. Good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Like that. Now stretch out your arms. So back up a little. Yeah, there we go. Right above the center here. Good. All right. Fantastic. Again, we're going to count you in. You're going to start on your right hand. Now, everyone raise your right bachi nice and high. Right, Statue of Liberty. Okay, all the way up. All the way up. Yeah, there we go. All right. A lot of people think that this is high. All the way up here, right? Because this is how high you want to bring your bachi. So you're hitting that drum nice and hard. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to start by myself, nice and slow. Audience, you did a great job. Giving lots of energy, so we'll keep that trend nice and slow. Count you in. Ich, ni, san, soy, and good. Now a little bit louder. Yo. Faster. You. Now Oh, great, right? Oh my God. Wish every one of my students had that kind of energy. Fantastic. Did everyone bow? Everyone take a bow. Hi. Great. Thank you so much. You can return your bachi to our Miyako members. And then Miyako members, we can get ready for our next song. All right. Okay. As we get ourselves situated for our next song, a little bit about Miyako Taiko. Miyako Taiko means capital city Taiko, which makes it very appropriate for the Washington, D.C. area. And Miyako Taiko is now this year celebrating its 10th year anniversary. Miyako Taiko is a community taiko group affiliated with the Mark H. Taiko School. And they do a lot of sort of outreach in the way of performances. For example, 4th of July parade. Certainly things like the Sakura Matsuri Street Festival and other sort of cultural arts festivals around the greater DC area. But certainly the hallmark, the sort of flagship of Miyako is our Sakura Taiko Fest. Sakura Taiko Fest is a festival, a taiko festival, and a part of the National Cherry Blossom Festival. It has been going on for actually about 12 years now, and started very humbly in this room. Just some of my students and a guest group from Virginia. It has now grown to become a festival that goes on all day. We invite taiko groups, community groups from all up and down the East Coast and beyond Canada, sort of further out west when we can. We try to get together a bunch of community groups that have the experience and that opportunity to actually experience each other's taiko. It's really a way for us to get together and see other taiko and meet other taiko players, all the while, of course, celebrating taiko and celebrating the Cherry Blossom Festival. It is moved from this room to the University of Maryland and beyond that to the Tidal Basin, and now is at the Sylvan Theater not right now, but it has been presented at the Sylvan Theater for the last 3 years, which is right facing the Washington Monument. And it's during the Kite Festival, so it's a fantastic, you're on the stage and you get so distracted because there's all this beautiful cherry blossoms and kites flying and things like that. So I'm very proud of Miyako Taiko they are the ones who run that festival. They put it together. They do all of the crew, all of the movements, all the heavy lifting, all the organizing, all of those things. So yeah, they are a fantastic group of drummers, but a wonderful community of taiko players in this area. So yeah, with that, we'll have representatives of Miyako Taiko here. I think I lost track. I think we're 21 members currently. So sounds about right. But here are our constituents who are here today, Miyako Taiko, and they are presenting first a song called Doko Kara. Doko Kara was written by a taiko teacher and performer, a fantastic taiko teacher and performer named Yuta Kato. He's based out of the West Coast. He wrote this song. Doko Kara in Japanese means from where. All right. But in taiko, we can also use that as sort of an onomatopoeic way that we describe our rhythms. We learn taiko actually orally by singing or saying our rhythms. So doko kara is that sound of doko kara, the kara meaning that we're hitting the edge of the drum. So you'll definitely recognize a lot of those rhythms within this. But this is Miyako Taiko performing doko kara. Hit it. Son!
Can you cover my ears?
Okay. Do I have some background music coming? I just have you follow me around with music. Just kind of hum it as I go. We have one more song for Miyako Taiko to present tonight. This song, let's see, let me take you back. I started playing Taiko at the beginning of 1998. I wrote my very first song within that first year. It was terrible. But you got to get that first song out of the way, right? And just the second song I ever wrote was actually a song inspired by, well, all right, let me face it. Every song I've ever written has been inspired by much better music. All right. They say that good musicians or good composers borrow and great ones steal. Yeah. So I was at least borrowing a lot of music from other people, and I was very much inspired by a very sort of famous classic by Led Zeppelin, known as Kashmir. So I wrote this song called Kashmir, and I revised it a lot over the years. I did teach it to Miyako a number of years ago, and they used to perform this quite a lot, and then we sort of took it out of rotation for a while. But recently, as we were trying to think about, going back over these 10 years and revisiting a song, I was very pleased that many of them wanted to learn this song, or at least two of them, and they had very strong voices. So anyway, this song features not only just a lot of inspiration from a very, kind of headbanging place back when when I had hair, and it was very, very long. Yes. But also is also inspiration for a style of playing odaiko, which is the large drums up in the back. A lot of the sharp sort of movements that come with playing the chudaiko, the movement elements, what drew me to Taiko, and some of the intricate and very difficult rhythms played on the shimedaiko, especially in a seated position, which is, it would seem that would be easier. It's actually harder to play in the seated position. We say swari uchi. So anyway, this is the first time for at least like half of you to perform this song. And yeah, we've kind of just been learning it in the last month. So yeah, it was, congratulations to all of you. And I can't wait to hear it. So without further ado, Miyako Taiko presents Kashmir. That was fantastic. Yes, I want to thank, of course, Taiko for learning this piece again and putting it back into circulation. I want to thank everyone here for. I'm just going to give up on this mic. Oh no, there it is. Okay. And I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. As always, I'd like to say for all of your, Sunday evening Taiko choices, you chose to come here. So thank you so much for coming to our spring showcase. We do these class series every so often, and we have these showcases at least twice a year. Do come and check us out, of course, at the festivals, the Sakura Taiko Fest, Sakura Matsuri, all of these great festivals coming up. We'll be appearing this year in the Tacoma Park Folk Festival, or Bubble Tea Festival. Yeah, so a lot of these coming up, and intro workshops in September. And with that, I want to thank all of the students. Did fantastic. And of course, to everyone tuned in from home, even though you're not in the, thank you very much, yes. Even though you're not in the room and don't have our fishbowl donation bowl, you can still donate, if you enjoyed that, to DC area Taiko at our somewhere in there. Maybe it'll be put in the chat. Yes, thank you, Rick. All right. Anyway, thank you all very much. はい、どうもありがとうございました。